Hello all, welcome back. I'm going to do a sound test quickly, make sure it's all linked up correctly. Bleep. Welcome back to this. Last we left off, we just finished our first day in this strange new world where we can do random stuff about things. We're gonna date Durgans. Next day, I awoke with many questions lingering in my head. I considered calling someone from the police department to ask about Reza and Maverick, but in the end I decided against doing so, as I was unsure they would contact me if they had anything to tell me. I know there's no use worrying about it for now, so I settled for starting an Apple book. It didn't take very long, though, before the doorbell rang. Did Bryce, the chief of police, take it upon himself to escort me today? Oh, it's you again. Are you surprised? No, but I guess it'll mean bad news. Afraid so. How you been holding up? Better than yesterday, that's for sure. Let's go for a walk then, shall we? Sure. This time I was taking along a different route than yesterday. I was quite sure there was more to this than just taking a walk. I'll just go ahead and guess you did find Reza. Yeah, we hoped he would have come back on his own by now. Do you have any idea where he might be? Maybe he mentioned some sort of place in particular that holds some meaning to him? No, not really. We didn't get a chance to talk much at all yesterday before. There's that too. I have no idea why Reza would have done anything like that. I had the impression that they weren't very fond of each other, but this always seemed like Maverick's fine. There's plenty of things going on for them. They didn't particularly like each other. In his statement, Maverick said he suspected Reza of planning some sort of attack. Do you know anything about that? No, he only told me something was going to happen. Not that they was planning anything. At least that's the impression that I got. He's suspecting you by the way. They both have planned this all from the beginning. No, that wouldn't make sense. Actually, none of this is making sense. Why would we go through all the lengths of our agreement only to jeopardize it by doing something like this? We even already have our PDAs, and we don't have much to show for it yet. If we had any nefarious plans, this wouldn't have been a very good idea. You have a good point. I believe you. But from our side, we only have Maverick's word on the whole matter. After all, he's the only one who spent the most time with Reza since he arrived here. But even then, he didn't really have any reason to follow you yesterday, and his behavior was completely out of line. I'm just glad you came out fine. If he wasn't on mandatory sick leave, he would be suspended right now. We'll have to wait until this whole thing is over before we decide what we can do with him. I assure you this won't be taken lightly. Maybe they both just acted in the heat of the moment. Maybe. We still got quite a lot on our hands now, though. We have a wounded dragon and a missing human. This could lead to diplomatic crisis. Maybe Reza will still show up soon and we'll get all of this behind us. I hope so too. I really wouldn't want to jeopardize everything on this unfortunate incident. Yeah. How about we both just keep quiet about this whole thing for now? After all, I don't think anyone wants our people panicking about this already, right? I really know that. Eventually we arrived at the police station, where the chief took my formal statement in regards to yesterday's events. He asked me about Reza and Maverick too, not that I knew much of anything about preceding yesterday's events, or the mysterious catastrophe Reza had mentioned. Afterwards he thanked me and left my files on the statement where I sat by his table, waiting and listening to the going on to the small provincial town police department. When he returned, he was approached by someone who seemed to have urgent news, a lot of them talking between the two, ensured that I couldn't make out from my position. This went on for a bit until Bryce returned to me. Afraid I have more bad news for you. Reza has now officially become a murder suspect. Murder? We're heading to the crime scene and hoped you'd come with us. Me? A crime scene? I don't know much about forensics. It's just that you're the only link to Reza we have. Consider what he said would happen to us. It's all in our It's in all of our interests that we find him as soon as possible, and if it has anything to do with it, you might be able to help us find him. Your cooperation would certainly be appreciated. It would be a nice gesture to show us that you're trustworthy in the eyes who might think otherwise after what happened yesterday. Will you help us? That's not really my problem. I implore you to reconsider. Will you help us? Now, keep in mind, there's absolutely nothing stopping you from just keeping selecting that over and over. I suppose I'll just have to keep asking you until you change your mind. And that just loops. I suppose I don't really have much choice here, but you're right, we've got to find resonance. What it takes, then I'll do it. Very well, let's go then. On the way to the crime scene, you tried to prepare me for what we've done. I had studied biology, so I was familiar with the side of dead animals, asking myself how similar this would be. I wondered my reaction would be any different if it wasn't a dragon, but a human corpse I just would be seeing. When we arrived, we were met by Sebastian, who gave us an overview of the whole situation. This morning, the victim was found by a delivery flyer in a restaurant. Blood loss from multiple wounds and likely cause of death. Forensics was already here, so feel free to poke around. A few paces in front of us, the unfortunate victim lay on the ground, covered by a sheet that concealed the body, but not the large red stain beneath. We approached while Sebastian engulfed into any curious onlookers. I know it won't be pretty, and I'm sorry for putting you through this, but you know what's at stake here. Just remember what I told you, and you should be fine. Alright. Are you ready? Just do it. Yay, blood! All the blood. Yeah. Initial suspicions is that he's dead. What do you think? Well, he's definitely dead, that much is for certain. Yeah, rip. Let's just say this will be your test and tell me what you can deduce from that. From what you see, give it your best shot. Investigation start! 2 wings, 2 legs, just like the waitress in the cafe, about as big as a human, lengthwise, if not slightly taller. The wingspan would certainly look impressive at that size. It's highlighted, so it must be important. The wounds are kind of hard to miss. True, but what are they telling you? They were inflected with a sharp implement. They are clean cuts, like from a knife or another sharp instrument. That is true, but why does this matter? It could have been Reza. He has a gun. Right, that weapon he was using a maverick is called a gun, right? Yeah. What strange contraptions. Well, he could have a reason to use a knife with his gun if he was. Can you think of any? Guns make noise. That's amazing. He did not want to make any noise. After all, he ran away from Maverick trying to hide from him. Something as loud as a gunshot would easily give him his position and alert others in the area. Right, that could have been a good reason. By the way, which wound do you think is the legal one? I'm just going to completely ignore the last line of questioning. One on his neck, because that's always the problem. That's right. All the blood from it wasn't to give away that this is a stab wound, characterized by a rather small footprint. You can tell it's also the deepest one, despite it being a clean cut. And from the location, it's pretty obvious this must have been done tremendous damage. What else do you see? Well, there's a lot of blood, that's for certain. Blood stars less that he was dragged. He died. Also, there would have been a trail that we could follow. The spiders suggest that this is where they fall. That's true. Unfortunately, it doesn't help determining who the perpetrator is.
Objection!
Excuse me? Sorry, I've just always wanted to say that. Go on, please. What about the blood on his muzzle? You tell me. You fought back. Yeah, that is true. I expect forensics already took a sample of it, so it might actually help us determine who the perpetrator is. I think that's about everything. That was our first investigation. You know what, kid? I'm impressed. Maybe we should have you around more often. Hey, Chief, do you still need a witness here for anything? Sebastian approached with the dragon who had discovered the body earlier. I recognized her as Adine, the waitress from the caffeine. She seemed distraught, which given the situation wasn't very surprising. I don't think so. Take her to the department, get her a statement written up, and that should be it. Sure thing. Come on. Alright, miss, we're gonna have to take you back to the department. Of course. When she spotted me, however, her composure brightened visibly. Oh, it's the human! Well, I'm a human. Well, I called you by your name, but you never actually told me it. It's Sergal. That name's gonna come back and bite me now. What are you even doing here? Do you work for our police now? Looks like it. Maybe I should be calling you officer then. I don't think I'm quite there yet. By the way, I didn't know you also did deliveries. I do a little bit of everything, really. That's nice. I liked my coffee yesterday. If you like it, why don't you take our number? We can deliver something to you next time if you don't want to come in. Thanks. Sebastian coughs in the background. Sorry, I guess we should be going. Bye. They slide off into the background. What do we do now? I suppose we'll head off too, unless... Oh no. What is it? We've got violent homicide, and of course nobody from the department tells me. I had to find out from a neighbor who wanted to ask me about it. Good thing rumors travel fast, eh? Of course nobody told you. You're on sick leave. Mandatory sick leave, I might add. I'm not here on any official capacity, you see. I'm merely enjoying a creative walk in the fresh air, and I happen to come across you by accident. What do you want? I don't want anything. I just find it interesting that no one tells me about this. But the prime suspect's buddy can mess with the investigation. I see how it is. I know what you are thinking, but don't jump to conclusions here. I don't need to jump to conclusions. I think the dead body we found says it all. You really have an attitude problem, you know. If you weren't on sick leave, you'd be suspended right now for attacking Sir Protag yesterday. Do you even have any idea what kind of repercussions this could have on us all? Me attack Sir Protag? As far as I can see, I'm the only one who's injured here. Besides, I'm sorry for apparently being the only one who's doing his damn job. Right, let's just all sit idly by while the suspect's loose and planning his next move. You know, whatever it was Reza was talking about, he was going to tell me just before you showed up yesterday. I don't need to hear you, of all people, belittling me about this. What's your problem? If anything, I want to find him just as much as you do. Don't compare yourself to me. Your words mean nothing. Enough. You shouldn't even be here, so you better go now and get some rest before I have to take disciplinary action. Fine, but when we find him, you'll see I was right. If I have to prove it myself, so be it. Can he even just do his own investigation like that? Well, as long as he doesn't interfere with us, we can't really stop him from doing his things in his own free time. I see. I suspect he won't adhere to the standards of performing an unbiased investigation, though. He already has made up his mind. It's clear to me that he won't be looking for facts, just for evidence to support his own view in order to prove it to us or himself, who knows. He's always been like that, always something to prove. We'll have to be careful. We'll be looking for Reza soon enough. Let's just hope we find Reza before he does. Yeah, don't worry, Reza will turn up eventually. I surely hope so. All things considered, I have to admit there remained a possibility that Maverick was right, but could the Reza I knew really be a murderer? You know what? If you think of something, just that might help us with the investigation. If I need anything else, just call me. I will. Well, I think we're done here. Let's go. Bryce led me back to the apartment. I guess there wasn't really much for me to do in the meantime. I was spared the more arduous parts of the investigation. Maybe I should have been glad about this, though now I had an afternoon to fill. What should I do? Alright, just for reference, I'm gonna cycle through these so then you know which ones are what. Remy was... Let's find out. He told me to meet him in the lobby, but nobody's here. Maybe I should look for him. He can't be too far after all. It's quite a spacious building, lined with many bookcases on multiple floors. From the looks of it, it seemed to be much of an archive as it was a library, with immaculate order prematuring the chamber. It's the kind of place I could see myself getting lost in for an afternoon or two, vomiting food and all the interesting books it could offer me. I was looking around in wonder when suddenly a voice penetrated the silence. Remy! I couldn't see who the voice belonged to, but it came from the more private area in the back. It's followed by footsteps that approached it. Oh, you're still here? Of course I'm still here. I have business to attend to. Certainly! I just assumed you'd be done by now, Emerald. Guessing your assumption was wrong then. Be a good boy and bring me some coffee, will you? Of course, Emerald. I've heard more in moving through, though I could still not see either of the two who spoke behind all the bookcases. I assumed the area was off limits to a visitor like myself and decided to wait. There you go. Now let me read in peace, you silly boy. Of course. I heard him walk towards my direction until he emerged from behind a bookcase and spotted me. Oh, hello, Sir Burdock. I didn't expect you to see you so soon. Better safe than sorry. Well, I'm glad to see you again, at any rate. Who was that back there? I guess you heard that, didn't you? That was my superior. She's the Minister of Culture and Arts, which means I'm technically in her appointment. Though generally speaking, I work for the council at large, not just her. So this is where you work, huh? Most of the time, yes. That makes you a librarian, I suppose. There's a little more to it than that. I'm not just in charge of the books. I'm a scholar and study them too. For example, the council will request knowledge on certain topics like facts, statistics, or other information rich. It's part of my job to research it and present it to them in an appropriate manner. That sounds like the kind of thing I would like to do. Guess you came to the right place then. Anyways, there was a particular reason why you wanted to meet me? I was interested in what you had to say the other day. You had myths about humans? Oh, right. I still have work to do, but I could show you something afterwards. Either way, now that you're here, you could help me with something. I've got books that need to be sorted over here. Alright, how do I fit them in? Alphabetically? Oh no! The arrangement you see in the library is based on a sophisticated system that sorts everything in a very intuitive manner based on a number of criteria: genre, author, complexity, and age. As you can probably tell, we have a lot of specimens, so just sorting them in alphabet would be far from tough and efficient. That sounds very intuitive. It is! Basically, these 8 books you see over there were all part of a section that was moved, so they have to be sorted into the new era. The problem is that the labels are so old they start to fade away, which makes sorting them a little harder. They'll get the new labels soon, but until then we have to make do with what we have here. All of them are by Hazik Akil, a writer on the subject of history, and very prolific one, I might add. You might find a shelf of they belong to over there. Now it's just a matter of placing them in the right order, from oldest to newest. I have written down everything still legible from the old labels here, though someone like you putting them in order shouldn't be a problem. In any case, I'll be working on something else in the meantime, so let me know once you're done. Alright. I'm gonna try and let you see what the logic here is. Display catch. No. Capture specific window. Anyway, the third war is directly preceded by the spark. The first war was directly preceded by the inception. The invention was not the third, seventh, or last book. The second war is the fourth book. There was only one book before the first war. the alignment comes at some point after the Third War. So, how would you figure this out? Well, the first job usually is try and write down all the hints so you can actually understand what's going on. So based on the facts that we already know, we know that the first book will have to be the Inception. Because there's only one book before the First War, and the Inception comes before the First War. So the First War goes first, and then we've got to figure out the First War goes next, and then we've got to figure out the third book. Now, the third book, the fourth book we know is the Second War. However, we're still stuck in the third one, which could be anything at this point. So, but right now, we can. First War we have. First War directly preceded by a spark, so. And the invention can't be the third book, so. And this is not all the books, by the way, there's actually 8 books, so we're gonna. So, first things first, we go to grab the Inception as the first book. Then we grab the First War, and now we've got to find out what the third book is, based on everything else. So we've got the Second War, the Tribe, the Invention, the Enlightenment, the Third War, the Spark. And we know that it can't be either the Spark, the Third War, or the Enlightenment, because that will require free space to fill up. We also know that it also can't be the Invention, so that can also be put on the side. And we know that the Second War is the fourth book, which means there's only one space left for it to actually go to, and that would be the Tribe. So, the third book would be the Tribe. Then the fourth book would be the Second War. And now we've got to figure out where the Invention, the Enlightenment, the Third War, and the Spark goes. So the Invention can't be the third, seventh, or last books. That doesn't really matter for us at the moment. So the Invention could go next, and then it could be the Spark, the Enlightenment, and then it's the Spark, the Third War, and then the Enlightenment, which seems right. So the fifth book would be the Invention. Then it'll be the Spark, the Third War, and the Enlightenment. Seems you got it all right. Well done, Sir Porter. I didn't know I could have this much fun. That was hard work. It gets easier with practice. In any case, there's a box here that belongs to storage. You put that away. I'll finish the last bit of sorting, and then we'll be done for the day. Sure thing. Great, I'll see you in a bit then. Phew, this is heavier than I thought. I lifted the box and carried it towards the shelf, but just as I was about to reach it, I tripped and suddenly sent me to the ground as the contents of the box spilled across the floor. Ouch! I scrambled to gather the various items and the voice of the dragon called out to me. Is everything alright? Before I could answer, Remy came round the corner, his face blearing a look of disapproval. He stooped over and helped me pick up the spilled objects. Yeah, I'm fine. I was mainly asking about the priceless artifacts you just dropped. Sorry. Well, it doesn't look anything is broken. This could have ended up much worse. What's all this stuff anyway? In preparation for your arrival, I wanted to study what knowledge we had on humans. And what did you learn? Not much. The human is a creature shrouded in mystery and legend, yet one we apparently share some history with. Sure, dragon. Tell me I am the mythological creature. Well, you have guns that shoot things, and you've developed automation, and you have... Never mind. As the story goes, we dragons were once a primitive and savage civilization, living in caves and whatnot. We fought other creatures and amongst each other for resources and territory. One day, however, a human arrived who performed many miracles and gave us gifts of electricity and reason. We refer to this event as our awakening. What happened to them, and who were they anyway? They say it was a divine creature, a supernatural being that saved our species by making peace between our clans, and uniting us as our numbers were dwindling from pointless conflicts. And when the deed was done, they ascended to the heavens from where they came, or turned into a dragon that lived among us, ruling with kindness and wisdom until their eventual passing, depending on who you ask. And what do you make of this story? As likely as it sounds, there is evidence for a sudden unprecedented technological advance in our timeline. We have artifacts from that time that could have been built with the knowledge we had back then. I'm starting to think that you already have a theory. Indeed, I take it you're familiar with the way portals through which you traveled here actually work. Not very. It's simple, really. There are spontaneous wormholes that pop into existence every now and then, but their highly unstable nature means that they can instantly collapse on top of themselves. The machinery of which the portal merely stabilizes the wormhole so that we may utilize it. We actually are just taking advantage of a naturally occurring phenomenon. Fascinating stuff. Long story short, my theory is that a legendary person stumbled upon one of these natural wormholes in the split second they existed, bringing them into our world. Being thrust into an unfamiliar world with no means of return to their own. Talk about being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Or just the right one, if you ask me. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here today. Oh, what I wouldn't give to know more about them. How do you know so much about the portal anyway? We found it a while ago, so we had time to study it. Not me personally, mind you, but I followed its developments with great interest. What else have you discovered about it? Not much, I'm afraid. We didn't want to take the risk of permanent damage, so we won't do anything rash until we completely understood the technology and can replicate it for ourselves. So far, the only thing it has done for us was locating your portal and connecting us to it. From the interface, it appears to have more functions, but we haven't been able to get any of them to work. We're not sure where it was capable of when we initially turned it on. Only after some time of being active did it actually find your portal, and only then were we able to make the connection. Making that discovery must have been very exciting, especially when you made contact with us and started exchanging letters with us. Oh, you have no idea, especially when Reza arrived and he turned out to be human of all things. Some people still worship them, you know. Yeah, you mentioned that before. How does that work? Do you have some kind of organized religion based around it? Not exactly. It's more like adoration on a personal level. I count myself among them if I wasn't for the fact I consider myself to have a more reasonable approach to it than others. For example, there are those who believe there is much more to your sudden appearance than there really is. I think they really expect some sort of miracle from you, similar to what described humans in the past. Well, I can tell you that there's nothing supernatural about me. That's what I expected. Either way, as a scholar, I'm looking forward to see everything on your PDAs to have to offer. I could show you sometime. I see. Well, don't worry about explaining them to me. I'm sure you have much more important things to do while you're here. It's just a question of time before one of them ends up with me anyway. Actually, the PDAs are one of the reasons I volunteered to come here. What do you mean? I know them pretty well. You don't have to explain how they work, at least. Of course, that's far from the only reason. I just thought I'd be the kind of person who meet all the requirements, and turned out I was. I see. It was nice of you to volunteer when you must have known there would be considerable risks coming here. You volunteered as well when you came to first meet me, didn't you? I wouldn't think this kind of thing would fall under your jurisdiction regularly. That's true, but by this point, my interest in the matter should surprise you. I was more surprised that I arrived under the cover of Dr. Serena Ambassador, though. I haven't seen much of you since. Initially, they wanted to have us have an official reception headed by myself, but in the end they changed their minds due to security concerns, as I told you back then. suppose that's also why I'm being escorted by the police all the time. Yeah, that's supposed to be my job too, until someone from the police department objected and advocated for more security. Better be safe than sorry, I suppose. Let me guess, that someone was Maverick. How did you know that? Just a hunch. At least I still got to beat you. Were you nervous when you did? Only the brave or the foolish wouldn't be. I consider myself neither. I have to admit, I have to admit I was too. I was speechless when I saw you, and that wasn't just a side effect of the teleportation. To be fair, I would have been as well if we didn't already know about the humans in Red Zone. There was a moment of silence between us, and our eyes met briefly when suddenly a loud call echoed through the building. Remy! I'd better go see what that is about. Maybe it would be better if you didn't stay out here in the open. At the end of the hallway, you can find my office towards the right. Wait for me there. Alright? And now we wait. Exciting gameplay. 2017. So yeah, I think the plan is that we'll go through each of the dates and then just reload back to the 2 dates I did on the first playthrough. Fuck you guys. Alright, that was enough. Let's look at this notebook. Heavy paper, perfect binding. I can tell by the cover alone this is not the cheap stuff, but a result of quality bookmarking. Alright, let's take a peek inside. Looks like unsorted notes. His handwriting is terrible. Nope, can't make it out. Let's look at this computer. Find out what kind of Dragonborn we've got in this universe. At the press of a button, his screen came to life, accompanied by the whir of the machine. After a few seconds, colorful images appeared on the screen. Yeah! Yeah! Oh, no. Have you come here to beg for mercy? No, Eli, we've got to stop you. Your reign of terror is over. The land of Moria is over. You're outnumbered. Just give up and we can end this without bloodshed. The area is teeming with my soldiers, outnumbering you thousands to one, but I don't even need them. Who knows? If you survive long enough, you might just see why I'm called Aliyah the Ascended. Oh, you pop, just... Calm down, Aliyah. Focus. I'm sorry it has come to this, Aliyah, but this ends now. Ronan, get them! Grrr. Battle start. Oh, I don't even get the select what I use. What kind of horror is this? Ronan takes 326 damage. Bonar uses Earthquake. The screen trembles. Ronan takes 465 damage. Grrr. Ronan invokes Cosmic Horror. Bonar takes 189 damage. Razar takes 1,205 damage. Half-Life 3.exe initiation failed. What the? Hey, what are you doing? I think I broke it. No, let me take a look. Why do you even touch the computer? I just wanted to see what was on it. Well, whatever you did, at least it seems to be okay. Oh no, my game! My game! What's wrong? When you touched the computer, you saw a game running, right? Yeah, I played a little. I would save specifically at that moment to play it later, and now it's all gone. What do you mean it's all gone? So much preparation, so many hours spent grinding just to get there. I can't do all that again. You wouldn't understand. Actually, I do. You do? Yeah, we used to have similar games where I come from. I see. We called them the Final Fantasy series. Well, at least my office is still standing. Speaking of which, what's with the bed? It looks like you live there. Well, I have to work late. It's just easier to stay here. Besides, I have the knowledge of the whole library at my fingertips and could use that resources and equipment as a place, like this computer. Do you have one at home? No, Well, we generally don't have this kind of technology in every household. Or it's not exactly rare either. We just use it whenever we need it. Back home, we used to have computers everywhere. Most of us even carried one on our wrist whenever we want. Is that so? Oh, that means the library will be closing pretty soon. If you want to do or ask anything in particular, now is the time. I'd like... What do you mean by that? You know, for a relationship. She's going to ask me like that, and my answer's going to be no. Anyway, thanks for your help. If there's anything I can reply you, just let me know. I want you to invite me to dinner sometime. That's fine with me. You've got my number, so call me when you have the time. I will. Have a nice evening. You too. Alright. That's one of the possible options and realities we can have for a date. Let's go with this one. What should I do? She told me to meet here. So she's got to be around here somewhere. The production facility had many different wings covering everything from research to processing. In addition to production, it was easy to get lost if you didn't know where you were going. I had some commotion from the distance, and when I approached, I was surprised to see not only Anna, but Remy as well. They seemed to be in the middle of a heated conversation. I thought it would be inappropriate to approach now, so I remained several paces back out of their field of vision, but still close enough to be able to make it out the words. We heard the rumors. So you come to me on the basis of rumors? Is that how you operate? What do you want from me? This is not the first time you've been in trouble, you know? There might not be so... Oh, this is gonna... Oh, no. Oh, sorry. This is... I thought voice switching was hard, but this... This is not the first time you've been in trouble, you know? There might not be so lenient with you this time. I don't know what you're talking about. Consider this a warning. You should proceed carefully for your own good. If you wanted to frame me, the least you could have done was send someone more intimidating. You might be larger than me, but even I can see that you are just a big coward. You wouldn't dare to put your frowning claws on me. I wouldn't. I'm here as a courtesy for you, not to threaten or intimidate. To do with that information whatever you wish. You know we'll be back, and if they find anything, there will be consequences. Do you think I care? The attitude of yours is not helpful. Neither are you. Well, I've said what I've come here to say. Good luck. Whatever. Remy turned to leave and started walking in my direction. I ducked behind a pillar, and when he went past, I wasn't sure if he'd seen me. Either way, he left, and I was safe to approach now. Hey, Anna. Hey, Sir Porter. How long have you been here? I saw everything. Not that it matters much anyway. This is just par for the course for me. I know, Remy. What's the problem? The nerve of that guy! He probably would be so excited if it wasn't for that thing with his girlfriend a few years ago. But I don't care about him. It's his superiors that are the problem. They don't like me and the research I'm doing. They cite their traditions and values, claiming those are what have kept us alive for so long. If anything were to change, it would obviously fracture the base the society is built on, cause it all to collapse, tear apart families, and love all hell to break loose. At least if you believe those old timers to keep you repeating those phrases. And all that nonsense because of my research, valuable research that can save lives, mind you. What kind of research are we talking about? I could show you sometime, but we're here to have fun, right? I thought you wanted to show me since we were both in biology and all that. Sure, but after doing this all day, you have to excuse me for not wanting to talk about it even more. Wasting my time with that guy was just enough setback. Now I don't already have more than enough work to do. Even right now, I'm supposed to be working overtime. Yes. I see. Good to know we see eye to eye on this. Oh, and thanks for the blood, by the way. The results aren't in yet, but I'll let you know when they are. Good, I'm just as curious about the results as you are. No, you aren't. Oh, no, this is where it's gonna get. I'm way curiouser than you are. Curiouser? Is that even a word? It is, since it overpopularized its use where I came from. Honest engines. Then I'm way more curiouser than you are. Not if I am the curiousest. Excuse me for a moment, but must we for the English language? At this rate, why don't you just say you're the most curiousest? I'm not sure. I'm not a linguist. Are you? Not exactly, but I have a way with words. My tongue is quite skilled, or so I hear. Some might even say it's cunning. In any case, you have to work over it. If you have to work overtime today, does that mean I should wait for you, or do you want me to come back off another time? Neither. I think my break should start right about now. What a lucky coincidence. It is, isn't it? Oh no! Keep in mind, when you're the main character, absolutely everyone has the hots for you. So where are we going? I don't know where you are going, but I think I need a coffee or 5. You can tag along if you like. It would be my pleasure. We'll see if it's be mine as well. Hope you brought your own money though, because I'm not sharing. I did, but everything I purchased is taken care of by my ambassador status. Nice! Actually, that opens up some very interesting possibilities. It might, but I'd rather not do anything too fishy. I don't want to raise any suspicion, you know. Good point. Well, let's go then. After you, lady. There we are. Finally, I can't wait to get some coffee into my system. Oh, hello, Chef Erotic. Nice to see. Oh no! Oh no! Come! They're exactly the same. How do I do girl voices? Nice to see you again. Hey. Who's your companion? Can you just take my... Oh no! Oh, can you just take my order? I apologize. Let me try that again. Welcome to our establishment. My name's Adine and I'll be your waitress today. What can I bring you to? I'll have coffee. Thank you. And what can I bring the esteemed gentle person on the other side of the table? A beer drink this time of the day? I don't drink. No problem. I'll be right back. What's the problem? I'm not here to order something, not to chit-chat with the employees. I think she's just trying to be friendly. I guess I'm not a fan of friendly then. Here you go, enjoy. I totally needed that. So you work in that facility. And your boy is? What's your job there? I mean, what do you do, exactly? We do all kinds of things. The truth is we have all kinds of specialized machinery that is used by many different people for many different purposes. The building is owned and run by the council that oversees the schedule. It's quite handy since you can go from research to testing and even manufacturing all at the same complex. I started out as research in biology, which is still my main job, but I've been there so long and learned the ins and outs of the building so well that eventually I was asked to take over some managerial duties. Sure, it means work, but also allows me to run a personal project every once in a while. Does that save your curiosity? I've only seen glimpses, but it always sounds like a fascinating place. I'm not sure why it goes so far to call it fascinating, but surely it does give me a lot of opportunities. Oh, I forgot to ask you something. What do you actually plan to do with my blood test and test results? What is this, an interrogation? I was just asking you a question, that's all. Well, it's not the first.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Sorry, I'm just stressed out from all the work lately. I'm not getting much respite between my regular work, overtime, and personal projects. I know over disturbance is like Matt Remy sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. What do you usually do during your free time? Having a good work-life balance is very important, you know. I love my job, I really do. I actually love it so much that even in my free time, I still think that I have to do biology. As I said, I've got the opportunity to do my own projects of time, so that's what I focus on when I get the chance. It would be a shame to pass up an opportunity like that without using it. With the current influence of work, I barely leave the facility, even I'm not eating or sleeping. Even right now, I'm only on break time good, and I have to go back for another shift. Maybe we should do something else for a change. Maybe, but right now that's not really an option. Without the council, we're constantly sending the lackeys up to mess with me. So that wasn't the first time? No, I suppose I'm on the work list or something. Why's that? It's a long story, and not one for a first date. Oh, so you're admitted it's a date? No! I'm not saying that even if this was a date, which would be more than whatever this is. It wouldn't be very appropriate. Stories about work aren't very romantic. Sorry, it's about to work with you. Come on, you're on break. Maybe you should go do something to take your mind off all that for once. Like what? I'm not sure. Do you have any other hobbies? Not really. Hey, waitress. How can I help you? Do you have anything here to entertain your guests, like in games or other distractions? I'm not sure. Let me go check. What exactly are you trying to do? Just... I'm being cute and spontaneous. I'll remember to say for good or bad, I'm not sure what. It's more for the kids, but we don't really have anything else. It's fine, thank you. Have fun! A board game? Really? I know it's not Sinky's textile merchant, but I suppose it'll be better than nothing. Textile merchant? Kingsty? It's a game, never mind. Well, good then. Well, I'm not convinced that this will accomplish anything unless your goal is to make me regret this day. Seems to be the trivia game. Do you have good general knowledge? Do you even know what kind of advanced knowledge I have to provide and work with every single day? You better have good general knowledge. Certainly more than enough to beat a foreigner like you. You're so confident, maybe we should make a bet. What do you have? What do you have in mind? Let's say if I win, I get to go on a Oh, no! No fitting me in during your break, no complaining about everything, and no acting as if you're doing me a favor, especially because it was you who wanted to meet me in the first place. And if I win, I'll come in sometime so I can run more tests. And if I win, I'll have you come in sometime so I can run more tests on you. Alright. Since it was your idea, it's only fair that I start. So how does this work? Since it'll be pretty simple, we take turns drawing cards and asking questions until we both ask the number that we agreed on beforehand. Whoever gets more right in the end wins. How many questions shall it be then? How about 5? Let's make it 3. Not sure how long this will take, and my break won't be for too long either. Alright, go ahead then. I saw mischief in her eyes, her stare piercing, paired with a hint of arrogant smirk that expressed her anticipation. She seemed confident that she would win, and loved every second of it. Slowly, her hand went back into the deck of cards and drew the topmost. Oh no! Oh, silence, one of the most important historians, whose work spanning over 20 books, credited mapping out the entire history since the beginning of sentience. Oh, we know this one from the alternate reality that never happened. How could you even know something like that? You only been here for what, a few days? It was in the training simulation. Maybe. Let's see how you fare with your first question. Bring it. How far can you walk into the woods? Only in the middle. Anything after you'll be walking out of the woods. Oh! That's a riddle, not trivia. You're right, that is a rather weird question though. I suppose I read the right kind of books growing up. I know most of these trick questions. Let's see what the second question has in store for you, shall we? Alright, if there are 5 apples and you take out grade 3, how many do you have? What? Is this a trap? Oh, yeah, it's a trap. It's a trap because if you take away, you've got 5 apples. There's 5 apples somewhere. You don't have those 5 apples. You take 3. There are 2 apples left in the mystery pile, and then you have 3 in your pile. Guess you also know your trick questions. Apparently so. Alright, okay, here's your question. In which year of our timeline did we gain... What? What? In which year of our timeline did we gain... Why is it... Is this... 0. The beginning of our timeline marks the event when we gain sentience. Right, again, have you played this game before? It's a children's game! These questions are really a challenge. I'll just go ahead and draw the next card so we can end this. An adventurer who well uses his life has to choose between 3 rooms to cross. Which of the following would be his safest? A room filled... It's number 3. Because a room filled with poisonous gas, a room filled with 100 highly trained assassins, a room submerged in water filled with alligators that have not eaten in 8 months. The alligators have starved to death. Nope, in fact all of them is equally deadly. Alligators can go... Oh! Making room number 3 as deadly as the others. The empty room should not require any explanation. I don't even know what to say to that. I do not think you're about to lose. Looks like this is gonna be the last question. Just get it over with already. What is the apocalypse acceleration speed of a nose-diving flyer? I know what I'm editing in here. I have to think about that one for a minute. I was kidding. Damn it! I still could have calculated that. Okay, here's the real question. What is the only substance known to be lighter in its solid form compared to its liquid state? Water. That seems to be correct. Oh, of course it is, duh! Just look at that! I won! Someone had to. This turned out to be more fun than I expected. Of course, the main reason for that is because I won, but still. I get it, you won, you're great, etc. That is true. So when should I come in for the test? Actually, I'm not sure if I'll get a good spot for them in the facility anytime soon, but I'll be sure to let you know. I'm quite sure you will. But you know what? This wasn't so bad at all. Maybe I'll let you have your date. Really? Sure, I mean you did win, but I think you earned it nonetheless. But maybe I'm just that nice. Okay. Well, it's up to you. Call me if you're interested. I'll let you know. I'm still going to collect my prize though. I'm sure you'll make sure of that. You bet I will. In any case, I should get going now. My break is just about to end. Bye! I was not sure what I had expected out of this encounter, but it certainly wasn't this. After all, proposing a proper date was not my way of sticking it to her for being rude. Even though I lost the bet, she didn't seem to mind going on a date with me as long as she got what she wanted. Whether I'd follow up to that was on to me, though. Okay. I'm gonna stay at the game, and we're gonna take a break here. Even though this is the alternate reality where none of this really matters. I'm going to be back later. Have a good day, everyone, and might upload 2 of these today for some reason.